Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. And if you're listening in the podcast, thank you so much for being here. It is Monday, April 3rd, 2023. I had to come here and make this video, everybody. When I first learned about this story, I just said to myself, here we are again, all right? Another man having an affair, a family man, a career man, having an affair and decides instead of getting a divorce, instead of getting counseling, therapy, whatever it is that you need to do, he decides to, in their mind, I don't know what they're thinking, right? They decide to just kill their wife, right? And it is so sad because we've been seeing this over and over again. The story keeps repeating itself. And I told you guys in the beginning of the year, covering the Anna Walsh case and talking about the other mom who killed her children. It seems to me like the crimes this year are going to a different level, in a different level of evil and carelessness. And we need to understand that that's also biblical, because God says, when the disciples asked Jesus, how will we know that that Jesus is coming back again? He said many things, and then one of the things that he said, the love of many would turn cold. People are just beginning to just have absolutely no empathy for anybody. It's like, oh, this is not working out anymore. I'm just gonna, instead of leaving, they decide to just kill the person. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, what is going through your mind right now? What door do you open to the enemy? And I understand that if you don't know what that means, if you're not a Christ believing people, don't have the fear of God in you, you will never understand what opening the door to the enemy is. So it's just sad because at the end of the day, between all these cases that I come and talk to you guys about, there's children who are involved, people, family members that are going to be traumatized for the rest of their lives, right? So today I'm going to speak about the case about that dentist who poisoned his wife, putting things on her, the drink that she takes, the protein shake that she will take every morning, right? Let me just tell you something also. Just remember, because I was watching this case last night, and I remember Brian Walsh, right? And let me tell you something. People, if anything you're gonna learn from this video that I'm making, this podcast, people always tell you how they feel about you. We always wish for the best. We hope that, we give people a second chance. That's biblical also. We need to forgive one another. You can forgive, right? Like just as Christ forgive us, but always know that, just be alert, because people tend to do things, as a pattern, right? I always look at the pattern, right? The best forgiveness, there is a thing that goes around the internet, a quote that says the best forgiveness is a changed behavior. If somebody, there are people who are close to you, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And then they'll do it again. And they go again, they say, I really didn't mean to do that. Really, you don't mean to do it, but you keep doing it. Like, what is that, right? And what I'm saying is that people will always tell you how they feel about you, and we need to pay attention. Brian Walsh, when they were dating him and Anna Walsh, he said to her, I'm gonna kill you and your friends. And she got so scared that she actually called the police. And then years passed. Then what did he eventually do? He eventually killed her, right? And the thing is, like, also we need to be careful what comes out of our mouth, okay? We say a lot of things in the heat of the moment. A lot of people are so reactive when they're angry. It's so insane how people have no control with their emotions, right? It's like they're angry and they don't know how to control that, so they take it out on things, they take it out on people, and they're in a constant argument all the time. And so this story about the dentist, right? Like, why, and this is, like I told you, in case you guys don't know about me, like I come from a family who is divorced, and I'm not married, and I'm thinking to myself, one of my biggest fears is divorce, right? Because how do you go from being so loving to somebody and planning your wedding and having kids and being, having this relationship and thinking in your mind that you found your soulmate, I guess you can say, and then it's just becomes like so bad. And I hear stories about people who get divorced. Like, I don't want to see him again. I hate him and things like that. How do you go from so much love to die? And that's, like I said, one of my biggest fear. But I understand a lot of the times you do need to get a divorce just so that you can have a better life for yourself and your kids, right? But on the other hand, we also have people who don't understand that it's okay to get a divorce. They rather just kill the person. Like, this is so insane. How do in your mind you think that you're gonna kill somebody and then you're gonna be allowed, right, to just be okay? Oh, your mom died. Okay, as kids, now we have a new mommy and we're just gonna go on with our life and nobody's gonna investigate and you're just gonna get away with everything, right? And the same thing with Brian Walsh, right? Doing Google searches. Anna Walsh is planning. This is the whole sad thing about men who kill their wife, and vice versa, I guess you can say, but it happens more men, right? These women, right, they have a marriage, they have their kids, they're looking forward the future. And like Anna Walsh, you know, that case really impacted me because here is this mom working so hard to prepare a place to bring her family over to Washington, D.C. She's getting the rooms decorated with things that each kid likes. And then the husband is Google searching things, how to dispose the body. How sad, how evil you have to be that you rather take that route instead of having a conversation, say, this is not working out, I'm not planning on moving with you to Washington, D.C. Let's work it out for our kids, let's be friendly for the kids sake. But they rather go to the stream and do things like that. That's just pure evil, and that's works of the enemy. Okay, so, this case, before I'm almost running out of time here, but it says here James Craig, a wife, lay dying in a hospital 2 days before the Colorado dentist was arrested for alleged murder. He made an unusual request of his church. He asked if volunteers from the local branch of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, commonly known as the Mormon Church, would be able to help clean and organize the basement and mudroom of his house. It says here it was Sally's specific request that when he asked for his basement to be clean. But let me give you more of the real story behind here. This is, I guess, after the fact. But let me just tell you, man, this man, he's a dentist, right? Successful dentist, right? This man will look at patients in their faces and make them feel better, make them have no pain when they go see him. And then he's planning of killing his wife. Talk about double standards, right? You're trying to be a hero to people who come to your office with dental pain, whatever it is, right? Swelling, dental pain, and you perhaps do surgery. And then you go home and poison your wife? Are you kidding me? You think that's gonna be okay? And there are people who live this type of double life, right? They do a lot of, merit. They want to donate to charity. They volunteer for everything. And then they're the devil at home. There are people who are like that. They're like people. That's why people, when they commit acts like this, people are like, he's always like the nicest person. I would never imagine him doing anything like that. There are people who you will never get to see who they truly are, right? You will never get to see them for who they are. And let me just tell you about this dentist. He actually I can't pronounce that word today. He actually poisoned the wife years prior. So, like I said in the beginning of this video, when people always tell you how they feel about you, we just have to pay attention, right? A lot of the times people tell you how they feel about you by making these weird jokes, right? You need to understand there's a way, like I can be a joker too. Like I joke a lot when I'm with my friends and things like that, but there's a fine line, right? And I think you have to just pay attention because, especially, let's just say you come to somebody about something that bothers you. Somebody, like, that is the biggest slap in the face when you come to somebody, you say, can you believe this happened to me, right? I don't feel good because this person make me feel like this and the other. And then after you open your heart to people, you confess how you feel and all of that, and then they turn around and do the same thing. Like, are you kidding me, right? So it's just so crazy, guys. And it looks to me like I'm almost running out of time here, but this dentist poisoned his wife, and it's so unfortunate. I'm trying to see if this is gonna stop this video. Yeah. Hi, everybody. So, let me continue telling you about this dentist, right? It says here that authorities say the Colorado dentist suspected of killing his wife by slipping poison into her protein shakes allegedly had a history of drugging her. So, people do tell you how they feel about you. It's just so crazy and it's so sad because we as humans, right? Well, a lot of us, we want to give people a second chance. Like I said, we believe that people should be forgiving and all of that. I'm not saying that you should stop thinking like that, nothing like that, right? But it's so sad because it takes a lot, right, for you to forgive and forget, right? Two different things, right? So he was already been accused in the past of poisoning her, and here she is, years after, trusting 100% this man, the father of her children, to drink whatever he gives her. And it's so sad, and look where he got her. So it says here, excuse me, it says here, James Toliver Craig was arrested Sunday on a charge of first-degree murder in connection with the death of Angela Craig, the Aurora Police Department announced. It is unclear if Craig has entered a plea charge of retaining an attorney to comment on his behalf. The 45-year-old dentist accused of killing Angela, his wife, and the mother. Listen to this. She is the mother, the wife of his 6 children. By he fatally dosing her with potassium cyanide between March 6 and March 15. This is so sad. Like, it makes you think, like, how the world is right now. This mom of 6 kids, that's no easy task whatsoever. She's planning probably Easter with the family, buying things, getting the house ready for spring cleaning, getting everything ready for a new season in their lives. Maybe some of the kids were going to, uh, you know, spring break or planning, vacation days and all of that. And this father, instead of, being a good dad, God gave them children, his children, to take care of them. Instead of being a good father, he's planning how to kill the wife, the mom, right? How did you sit at a table to eat a meal with your family, even though you're ordering on Amazon, on whatever online store you're going through? What type of character do you have? What type of man are you? When your wife is cooking a meal for you, you come into it with your family, and everybody is going around the table telling you about their day, and there you are waiting to check the shipping status of this thing that you're gonna put on her drink so that she can die. How do you live with yourself? That's insane to me. What a fake life he had. Okay, what a fake life. If things are not working out, you need to do, there's professional help and you need to do something about it. Taking somebody's life is not, it's the worst thing that you can ever do in your entire life, right? It says here, the 45-year-old dentist was accused of killing his wife Angela, the mother of the 6 children. According to the arrest affidavit, it says here, it was not the first time that he poisoned her. Authorities claim Craig previously poisoned Angela, 43 2023, 5 to 6 years ago, a person close to the victim allegedly told police that Craig had drugged her with an unknown drug because he had planned to go into their bathroom and give himself a little injection of something and commit suicide. What? James told Angela he drugged her so she wouldn't find him nor able to save him, which will give him the lethal drugs to kill him. They say in the affidavit. That sounds to me like a lie. This man is a coward. If you don't want, if like, are you kidding me? What type of story is this? This happened 6 years ago, and he's saying, "Oh yeah, I actually drugged you, so that you wouldn't see that he was gonna take his own life." You are drugging her and saying that because you're testing if it was gonna work or not. Like, are you serious? Who believes this stuff? Like years ago, nobody like thought that that was a big red flag, and look at where we are now, right? Yeah, okay. This man was having an affair. It says here text messages between the couple claim that Angela was aware of the prior alleged poisoning attempt. She tested her husband for help, right? She says, "I feel drugged." She tested him on from the hospital on March 6th, right? Because she eventually went to the hospital because she wasn't feeling well. It says here, look at what this husband of 6 says to his wife. What a loser. He says, giving our history, like, this is so planned out already. This man is replying, giving our history. I know that must be triggering. He allegedly responded, just for the record, I didn't drug you. That cannot sound more guilty. Even the wording, giving a history. Your wife is laying in a hospital telling you that she feels drugged, and you're going to say to her, you know, instead of saying, "Hey, honey, I hope you feel better. I hope these doctors find out what's wrong. I'll be there first thing in the morning after I put the kids in the school bus or get breakfast for them so they can go to school. I'll be right there with you first thing tomorrow morning." He says, giving our history, I know it must be triggering, but I didn't do it. You're already telling her basically you did it. What is going on in this world? Seriously. A person close to Angela allegedly told police that he was addicted to porn since he was a teenager and had multiple affairs with several women. The affair were ongoing, according to police who allegedly found evidence that Chris was exchanging intimate and sexually explicit emails with an orthodontist. I don't understand why they keep saying orthodontist. Like, who cares about their career? He was having an affair with another woman from Austin, Texas, who he wanted to start a new life with. The story repeats itself. Brian Walsh, Chris Watts, all these men over and over. The one that I remember when I was in college was it Scott Peterson, right? If things are not working out, there, it's not the first case, it's not the first marriage where things are not working out. There's already things that you can do, but killing your wife is not an option. Like, are you serious? Okay. It's just so crazy. You know, he allegedly, his alleged lover flew to Aurora to visit him while Angela was in the hospital. Wow, this is so sad. Here we are, another bunch, another family who has lost their mom, right? 6 kids without their mom or dad because, now the mom died, right? She got poisoned and she eventually died 2 days after, and then the kids lost their father also because he's going to jail now because of what he did to their mom. Um, if anything I can say to you guys watching this and listening on the podcast, please pray for these kids, right? I often think about Anna Walsh's kids, 3 kids under the age of 3, right? Their mom is dead and their dad is not, in jail. Their life is forever changed, traumatized. I don't think any amount of therapy can heal somebody like that. You need Jesus. So it needs for them to be placed in a home where people speak about Jesus and they can guide them to, learning about Jesus and finding that comfort that they will need, only which is only found in Jesus Christ, right? Having a relationship with Jesus Christ. It's so sad that this is the world that it is right now. And it's so crazy how he killed his wife by poisoning her. Let me tell you, maybe last month I did a reel, one of my Bible verses that I come and read, not my Bible, I call it my Bible verses, but reading from the Bible. And it was about, be careful when you are invited to eat at somebody's house. If you are a person of giving to appetite, right? People are so clever, right? They, especially with the things that you eat, for me, not trying to, I'm not saying that I'm paranoid, nothing like that, but I don't eat from everybody's table. Like, I am very careful, people will see, I'm not saying for you to think that everybody's after to get you, nothing like that, but just be aware. I think it's a very easy thing, that people, when they want to do any harm to you, they're like, oh, that's how, God just brought this to my mind just now. When Jesus was fasting, he got tempted by food, right? If you are the Son of Man, turn these stones into bread, right? Because when we're hungry, we're like, I'll eat anything. Have you ever heard that phrase? When you're hungry, you're like, I'll eat anything. Just give me some food right now. But just be careful, be aware. And it's so sad that this man, like I said, he's like using the computer at a different place in his office so that he doesn't get, found out, Googling things, every day. Like, I'm so happy that now they finally get it. Everybody who is about to do something, they plan, and they're gonna Google stuff. So always check at the Google history, right? That's what happened to Brian Walsh. How people knew that he was doing something so evil like that, right? The Google searches tell the plan, the whole plan tells it. And just as this dentist did the same thing, he's Googling, can this be shown on the autopsy report? And how long does it take for somebody to die when they take this? And so many things, and he's trying to be clever, going through like a different space in his office. Like, people see behavior when you're always in the same on the same office, going to work in the same office every day. You notice, you're like, wait a second, I never seen you going in there. Like, what's going on? So I'm so happy that whoever saw him doing crazy things like that were able to come out and say something about it. It's so sad, once again, that this wife, mother of 6 kids, ended up like this. And it's so sad because, there goes another marriage like that. And like I said, the kids are going to be traumatized for life. So let's pray about the family tonight before you go to bed. After you watch this video, pray for their kids, that they are placed in a home, that they are loved, and they don't get separated. Hopefully, 6 of them already. And I believe 3 of them are under the age of 18 or something like that. So it's just so sad, that they have to go through this, to know that their mom wasn't feeling well, and behind it all, it was actually their dad having an affair, trying to start a new life. It's just crazy. But anyways, I thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for listening in the podcast, and don't forget to subscribe and share this, and I hope to see you on the next video. And thank you so much for coming to the podcast. God bless everybody.